Well, after all this work, 6 days, Clemency's finally on the move. All ready to go in, and the season is about to start. She's looking good, got everything done, so fingers crossed we have a good season. And the wind has finally stopped. It's been blowing constantly for about 5 days. It's been really annoying, even day and night. Well, it's Thursday the 30th of June. Carol is now on the train coming down from our house to Plymouth and should be here for about 6 o'clock this evening. And while she's not here, I've been thinking about the passage plan for our Brittany trip, and I've planned out based on us leaving on Monday. So hopefully Carol feels up to a channel crossing on Monday. She's had quite a difficult few months, and it would be good to have a rest first. But assuming that we can go on Monday, and the weather seems quite light, and it's going to be northerly, so it'll be pushing us across. There's a downwind sail. It should be fairly easy going. So I'll just show you what we've done so far. Let's go down below. So, chart table. This is our passage chart with our rum line, which is 176 degrees, and our course to steer, which I've done a couple of courses to steer, which I'll explain now. So when I've looked at this, following the weather, Monday the 4th of July, it seems like a good idea. It's about 100 nautical miles, and assuming a speed of about 6 knots from Clemency, that should be 16 hours 40 minutes ish. Now, we haven't sailed Clemency across a large body of water. She is quite a quick boat, and 6 knots might be too optimistic, but we're just going to have to start with a plan and then adjust it if necessary. So if she's slower, if the conditions are slower, we'll have to change that. I've assumed a departure time of 1600, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I want to do that because I'd rather do the bulk of the passage at night, so that we are arriving on the French coast in daylight. It's going to be, I think it's going to be safer that way. Also, understanding what the ships are doing in the shipping lanes east and west, their lights are going to be much clearer than just looking at them in the distance. And with AIS as well, it's going to be helpful. So that's my assumption. So we're going to be doing the majority of this at night. I've assumed from a course to steer point of view, 16 hours, 12 hours of that is basically going to be 6 hours of one tide, 6 hours of another tide. They're going to counteract each other. So you've only really got the last 4 hours of tide to think about. So I've got two options. I've got sell the rum line, 4 hours out, do 165 degrees, or a course to steer that's based on the whole passage, 174 degrees from the get-go, and that should deal with the 3.6 nautical miles of east-going tide that we will find when we get to that last 4 hours. So that's the tides. The next thing is actually the entering of the port itself. There's, as you can see, quite a lot of rocks here. Now we know we're going to be having east-going tides, so if we approach from up here, we're going to get pushed away from a lot of this, rather than the other way around. So the plan at the moment, and what I've done is I've done a really rough kind of pilotage here, which shows the cardinal mark at the top here. So we head for the cardinal mark at the top, we pass it on this side, as I show here, because there is something at point 8 that looks like a rock, and then we'll pass down the edge of number one green. We want to keep out of this channel because it's the Brittany ferries, and then move pretty quickly through here. Drop down to the next cardinal mark here and swing round behind that, and be very careful because this is the entrance, I think, to the Brittany ferries, so we have to watch them coming in to this point, and then we can then just go into the main entrance of the marina, and understand that visitors are B and D pontoon. So that's the plan. It's all in place. The weather seems to be good. Just have to see what happens next. So wish us luck.